All right, it is the final countdown till 9 o'clock. I'm going to give them the last few seconds to hop on, and then we are going to get started and we are going to talk content stacking. I'm really excited about talking about this. Yeah, luckily, I do not have any dogs. We have a hamster, and that's about the extent of our wild and crazy pet farm. So it is 9 o'clock. I am going to go ahead and get started. For those of you guys that do not know me, my name is Megan Dashley. I'm a Black Status Level 1 leader. Kylie is my direct sponsor. We worked in the salon together for years. I was in her wedding. We have gone way back. So I am very familiar with the Lash Money family, and I see some of our girls on here as well. And I kind of went back and forth about what I wanted to talk about tonight, but this is something that I've been really working on and focusing on so that I can reach the masses. And so I feel like it's something really important that you guys can utilize too. So if any of you guys feel like there is like a bigger world out there of people that you can reach, in a bigger world of people that you can connect with on a different level, a bigger world of people that aren't seeing your content that you want to be able to get in front of, this is going to help you guys, okay? So it is also going to allow you to work smarter, not harder, because at the end of the day, we only get 24 hours in a day. We don't get any more, we don't get any less. And we have to be smart with the hours that we do have, because many of you guys have families, you have jobs, you have lives outside of Unique, and we want to make sure that you guys are able to maximize the how you're using your time, but still be able to have the freedom that this business allows. So tonight we are going to talk about content stacking, and there are different there's different like ways to describe what content stacking is, but the way that I am going to be talking about content stacking is about using one piece of content that you can then tweak and manipulate and use on different platforms, okay? So I am going to kind of go through some statistics for you guys, because I always find like numbers really, really fascinating. And I feel like once you know these numbers and you realize, like, if you're just working on Facebook or you're just working in one spot, how much of a big wide world out there that you're missing out on, okay? So 45% of the population has a social media and they are active on it daily, okay? 54% of consumers want to see more videos from brands and businesses that they support. So that is one big thing. If any of you guys that are on here are not currently incorporating videos into your business, you are missing out on the direction that social media is headed, okay? They're saying by 2022, like 85%, it's like 80 or 85% of content that we consume on social media is going to be through videos, okay? So if you're not using some form of pre-recorded video, some form of live video, some form of stories, any kind of video content that someone can consume, you are missing out tremendously, and it makes me cringe. But I know that you guys have to come to that on your own terms. You have to be able to overcome that fear and that barrier yourself. But until then, we're going to be here cheering you guys on. So here are some of the different platforms that I have personally been kind of working with. And I want you guys to know that, like, depending on where you are in your business, if you're newer, don't try to learn too many different platforms at once. Like, maybe you've got your Facebook and then you take on one more platform, okay? Hi, Norma. So kind of just start small and kind of like dip your toes into different platforms in that way. And then as you kind of get comfortable with the different platforms, then you can kind of utilize this in a broader spectrum. So Facebook is the #1 platform. It's got 2.4 billion users, and about 2/3 of all adults have a Facebook account, okay? YouTube comes in second. There's 2 billion users, and 79% of internet users have a YouTube account. So that's why I was actually really excited when corporate announced that they were doing that YouTube contest, because I think so many of us steer away from YouTube And it's such a big platform. And once I get into some of these other statistics, you're going to see why it's such a big platform. But I feel like a lot of us should, if we're not already, be working on YouTube. Okay. Instagram has 1 billion users. TikTok is something that I just recently incorporated, 800 million users. Instagram stories, 500 million active users. Pinterest, if you're not using Pinterest, Pinterest is a social media platform. And a lot of people are actually using it, and they actually go to Pinterest in order to learn about new products and find new brands and stuff. And then Facebook Stories has 300 million active users. And I typed all this out, so I'm going to post in Lash Money and Boss Babes the notes from this if you want to go back to any of the statistics. 44% of makeup shoppers in the US are likely to make a purchase based on a social media post. Okay. 53% of makeup shoppers discover new products on Facebook. 85% of makeup shoppers use Instagram for beauty related activities. 40% of makeup shoppers in the US watch how-to tutorials and learn beauty skills from Instagram. Okay. So what you're going to notice from a lot of these statistics that I'm sharing with you, and I promise we're going to get to like the nooks and crannies of it all in a little bit. But I want you guys to realize that people are utilizing social media to learn about beauty brands, to find new products, and to learn how to utilize them. And if we are not tapping into and using the platforms accordingly, we are missing out on new customers, new teammates, new potential areas that we can continue to grow. 65% of beauty enthusiasts look to Instagram to stay on top of beauty trends. YouTube has 1 billion hours of video watched every day. 1 billion hours of content, okay? And 500 hours of content are uploaded every minute. And 90% of people with a YouTube say that they discover new brands and products on YouTube. And then lastly, Pinterest, 77% of weekly pinners have discovered a new brand or product on the platform. And I had left space down here for the look section of our website. I had to go back, and I was waiting for corporate to give me a current statistic. But in 2016, there was, I think it was 3.5, was it? I think it was 3.5 thousand purchases were made through the looks page of our website. So where you create a look, you upload it, you choose all the products that, and you list out all the products and everything. You can link your video to it, and people can literally shop right from your look, and it goes directly to your website. So I'm waiting for statistics on that, so I can't really talk about it. But here is how I content stack, okay? There are different ways that you can do this, but this is how I have been doing it. So obviously live is my main platform that I utilize. Like going live is a non-negotiable for me, at least a few times a week. But what I do is I will record one eye. Like if I'm doing an eye look, I will do a pre-recorded video of my first eye, and then I will go live doing the second eye. Or maybe I'll do a pre-recorded of me doing the brows, and then I'll go live doing the face. Okay, so there's different ways where you can do a pre-recorded video first, and then you can continue to go on live. And then you've got 2 different videos from the same day, the same look, that you can utilize in different platforms. Another option is when you go live, you know how like after you hit end on your video, like you have to hit like post to like officially like load it like to the page. Before you do that, you can actually download it. There's a little arrow and you can download it to your camera roll. I will download it if I haven't done a pre-recorded video, and I will take that live and I will splice it up and I will create a pre-recorded video from it. That way, now I have my live that I did on Facebook, but I can take that downloaded one, edit it, make it faster and shorter, and I can put it on Instagram TV. I can upload it to Pinterest. I can put it on YouTube. I can utilize it in different ways on different platforms, all from that one look. Okay. And this has been super, super huge for me because not everyone is on Facebook. Not everyone is on Instagram. Not everyone is using Facebook stories. Not everyone is on Pinterest. You're going to have different demographics and different groups of people utilizing the different platforms differently. But you're still going to be able to reach them just by being you and by using your content in different places. Okay. So I am going to show you guys an app that I absolutely love. I have, in the past, I was using iMovie for my iPhone, but recently I've been using Video Shop. I'm gonna see if I can, this little orange one, this is Video Shop. And I really like Video Shop because it actually lets me, here, let me pull it up. So like say I'm gonna record you guys. I can actually choose what size I wanna record it in. So if I'm using it for, if I'm gonna do something for Instagram, I might do a different size than I would for YouTube and whatnot. And then you can go through and size it differently. So that's one thing that I really like because there are different sizes for the different platforms that you want to keep in mind. And I've kind of had to learn this through trial and error. So I wrote all of it down for you guys as far as what layouts to use. But you're able to then, here, let me see if I still have it. So I did this today, okay? I recorded my eye look because I did a Mardi Gras eye look. I didn't know how it was going to turn out, so I didn't do it live. But I was able to cross post it from so many different platforms. So I've got it. Let's see. Come on. So I've got an eye look that I recorded and I put it on my business page. Okay. I've got the same exact eye look, just a different layout. I have it on Instagram TV. And the cool thing about Instagram TV is when you post the Instagram TV video, you can do a preview on your newsfeed or whatever that main page is called, where they can click on it if they're just like scrolling your page. So I've got the same one there. And then because not everyone is going to be looking at my my actual profile on my Instagram, I've also got it shortened and spliced, doing a different part of my look in my stories. Okay. So I kind of created two different videos with the video that I made today. I've got one where I'm doing an eye, one where I'm doing my face. So there's so many different ways where if you plan ahead of time and you're strategic about what your goal is for that day and what kind of content you're trying to create, you can maybe record you doing your brows. And then you've got that you can edit when you're ready. You can do one look where you're doing your eyes. Then you can edit that video. Then you've got your face. Okay. And then you can kind of either piece them together. I like to put a finished product picture at the beginning of it to capture their attention. But there's so many different ways that you can do it. A lot of people don't know that Pinterest has the ability to upload videos. This is something that I learned, I think it might have been like late last year, but you can actually record your videos and upload them onto Pinterest. Okay. So here's my board. I've got an eye look on there and it can link directly back to your website, your unique products. Okay. So if you use the cart feature where you put all your products in the shopping cart, you get the shopping cart link. And then on all these videos that I post, I can put shop the look and I can attach that link. So they can go directly to that link, see all the products that I use. So you're being smarter about how you're utilizing your time because you're recording the video once, you're editing, you're filling out the cart, but then you're cross-posting in multiple places. So when someone sees it on Instagram, they might not be seeing it on Facebook. Someone might be in stories. Someone may be on YouTube, okay? So there's so many different things and ways that you guys can utilize the same exact content and create like evergreen content. So this is something that I'm working on, where sometimes I'll say like good morning, good afternoon. I'll say something that is kind of like specific to that time of day or that season. Where if you are kind of vague about what's going on, it's evergreen content where it never gets old. Okay. Where if you don't put like a certain kudos deal in it, or you don't put like certain promo pricing in it, it's stuff that can continue to live on, and you can recirculate it, reuse it, and all that stuff a year down the road, 2 years down the road. Okay. So I actually ran into that problem when I was looking for flawless content to use. And I had found a video that I did of stick foundation, but it was when we had a kudos where you could add on the kabuki brush and all this stuff. So I have to splice that out, but there's so many different ways that you guys can be using what you're already doing, but being able to like sprinkle it all over the world. Okay. Just think of you just being in this little box right now, and there's all this space out here that you still have untapped. Okay. So you're going to be able to stack this content, and you're going to be able to reuse it and recirculate it and manipulate it in different ways where you can use it over and over and over on different platforms. Okay. So for those of you guys that are not familiar with Facebook stories, Instagram stories, TikTok, I'm going to kind of go through those. So Facebook, you can do unlimited amount of time. Your video could be 500 hours long if you wanted it to. But with pre-recorded videos, I try to stay under 5 minutes. Okay. You start to kind of lose people's attention after a while. They usually say go as long as you need to in order to get your point across or complete the look or whatnot. But if I'm doing a live, my lives typically are like an hour. But at the same time, when I've asked my customers, not all of my customers have an hour to sit down and watch my live. So they prefer my pre-recorded videos. So having that mixture of content on different platforms kind of allows you to funnel people to different platforms so that they're always seeing something. Okay. So Facebook is unlimited, pre-recorded. I try to stay under 5 minutes. Instagram TV, there's a 10-minute max time limit. YouTube is unlimited. Instagram stories, if you don't use stories, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. That's like a whole nother like realm on its own. Instagram stories is 15 seconds max. Facebook stories is 20 seconds max. Pinterest is unlimited. And then TikTok is anywhere from 15 to 60 seconds. So Facebook stories is basically like snippets of your life. They're little tiny pieces of your life. They're kind of like the extra little moments in your day, the funny things, the random things. Like it's kind of like you're telling a story. Okay. So those are different ways that people that don't have a whole lot of time can kind of see what's going on, and they can easily consume the content that you're posting. But statistics show that stories is the way that social media is going. Like people are no longer scrolling up and down this way in the newsfeed. They're scrolling side to side. Okay. And I found myself very hesitant to go to stories at first because I didn't understand it. And so I had heard someone say, it's not that you don't like stories. It is that you do not like that you don't know how to utilize stories. Okay. Yes. The new Messenger update is for stories. Yes. And yeah, so like when people are watching your stories, if they interact on it, it goes straight to your Messenger. And we all know if they get in our Messenger, they're going to start seeing our content more. So not only is it like this, it's coming full circle. You posting in stories, getting them to engage, puts them in your Messenger. You talking in Messenger gets you on their newsfeed so that when you are posting stuff on your personal page, they're also seeing that. Okay. So it's like this big, huge, like circle of awesomeness. But I gravitate more towards stories, and my husband's always like, did you post that? And I'm like, yeah, in my stories. And he's like, you know, I don't follow your stories. And I'm like, well, that's where social media is going, my friend. So get on stories. Okay. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys. I cannot tell you enough how much video content is so important. So, so, so important, because we work on social media, you guys, and the closest thing to an actual conversation, a face-to-face interaction, is through video content. They get to hear your mannerisms. They get to hear your weird quirks. They get to laugh with you. Like, it's the closest thing to like a true interaction that you can get. It really is. Like, even this is as close as a lot of people can get when you've got team and you've got customers and you've got people all over the world. So video is absolutely huge. And like I said in the beginning, 54% of consumers want more video content from the brands and the businesses that they support. They want to learn how to apply the product. They want to learn what is so important about it. They want to see how you use it, okay? They don't care how the demo video that corporate shot, they don't care how the makeup artist at corporate applies it. They want to know how you apply it. They trust you, they respect you, and they want to see how you use it. They want to hear your firsthand reactions. They want to hear all of the things that you do with it, okay? Because there's tons of products where I multi-purpose it, okay? Today I wore eyeliner on my lips, okay? I multi-purpose a lot of products, and I use brushes that are supposed to be for one thing, for other things, and I like to mix and match that stuff. So you get to teach them your little tips and your little tricks through it all through video content, okay? Let me see if there's any other fun, cool stats that I can share with you real quick. The one thing that I did notice is a lot more people are on Instagram for makeup and beauty related stuff than Facebook. Videos on Instagram have 49% higher interactions than an image post. So if you are working on Instagram, your video content is going to get more interaction, almost double the interaction. And something that I found interesting was they called the Instagram TV as like the top of the funnel marketing feature, where it doesn't matter how many followers you have or who you are or how new you are in your business. Like, that's the top of the funnel where you can get people hooked on you and your brand and your content just by posting. So it's going into the Instagram TV feed. It's going into all that stuff. So my call to action for you guys is that you start thinking more intentionally when you are creating your content. I want you guys to take your content seriously, and I want you to think like, okay, I need to go live today. How can I multi-purpose this so that I can create double the content so that I can use it in the different platforms, okay? So I want you guys to really think about it. Like, okay, I know I need to do X, Y, and Z. Let me record me doing my brows, okay? And give yourself some grace. Like, I know that you guys aren't going to be able to just like dive in head first tomorrow and like whip up all this content. But maybe tomorrow you just do one thing, okay? And then the next day you do one thing. But just kind of start thinking. I just want you guys to kind of stop and think, like slow yourself down. And I just want you to stop and think, how can I maximize this content? How could I take this piece that I've already created and be able to spin it and put it on different platforms to reach more people and to help change more lives, okay? Because I know that some of you may not realize that makeup changes lives, but it does, okay? If you are passing over that confidence to them by teaching them how to apply an eye look or how to contour or how to apply mascara, how to curl their lashes, all of those little bits and pieces, okay? You are passing along that confidence to them, and you are helping better how they feel about themselves. And when they feel better about themselves, they carry themselves different. And it's just this domino effect, okay? So I really want you guys to be intentional with your content creation, take pride in your work, and know that you don't have to be perfect, okay? You don't have to be a makeup artist. You don't have to know how to do everything, because that is why people trust you, is because you are just like them, okay? And you're learning with them. And when you're open and transparent about that, they trust you that much more, okay? Oh my goodness, Ashley, far too long. It really depends. I I have two phones. So I typically will record on the one and edit and everything, and then I'll work from my other one. But I'd probably say I go live and record everything and do all the things, and it may take me an hour. Okay. So in the grand scheme of things, it's not that long. But then I've got, if I'm posting that content all in that day, then obviously it's like I'm reaching the different platforms. But you can even divide it up. So like I did a video the other day of my brows. I still haven't posted it, but now I have it in my arsenal that if Saturday or Sunday are busy this week with our kids' schedules, that I have content already created and curated that I can still continue to work without actually having to sit down and do the recording. So for those of you guys that do have full-time jobs, maybe pick a day on the weekend or a time frame on the weekend where you can sit down and you can kind of splice up different looks. Like you can say, I need to create this, 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 and this. Have video content for each day of the week, okay? It could be anything from you removing your makeup, talking about primer. It could be absolutely anything at all, okay? I wanted to do that, but I've been putting it off for time devotion. Yes, I will tell you that the more you edit videos, you get faster with it. Like you kind of know where to go and what to do, and you can you have those little shortcuts that you can do faster. But it is a time. it does take time, and I wish that it didn't take time. But in the scheme of things, when you think about the reach that you're having from just that one piece of content, it's worth the time that you dedicate in order to curate that content and to be able to splice it, edit it, and all kinds of stuff. And I mean, once you get the hang of it, then you can kind of get creative with it, and you may like duplicate the video on your camera roll, and you may cut out like a certain piece of it and put it on TikTok, okay? So that's exactly what I did today. Anything that you could possibly do. So I took the video of me doing my foundation. I spliced it to the most important parts of it, and then I made it short enough that I could fit it in, throw some music on it, and boom. Now I've got a look on TikTok that is like 13 seconds long. So there's just so many different ways that you guys can do this, okay? Yes, you need to stop napping with your toddler. No, enjoy the nap time cuddles, but maybe cut down that one day a week. You're not going to take the nap with the toddler, and you're going to use that day or that time period to just edit. Okay, so I talked about this on a live I did the other day, but just focus on doing 1% more. Okay, I'm not expecting you guys to give 120%. Every single day. Like just focus on doing 1% more than you were the day before, and then the next day 1% more than the day before, okay? Because it does add up. So even just that one nap that you're missing throughout the week, you can make some magic happen in that short period of time. So I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to shoot me a message. I will upload my notes for you guys in Lash Money and in my team page, Boss Babes. But yeah, I hope this was helpful, and I hope you guys have a good evening. I am like an older lady trapped in a 32-year-old body, so like this is past my bedtime right now. So if I look tired and sound tired, it's probably because I am, because my bedtime was like at 7 o'clock. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you later.